Hey guys, this is Anshka Gupta and welcome to my channel Let's Code and Solve by Newton School. I hope you all understood the concepts of what are dictionaries and type methods in last tutorial. Today we're going to study about what are patterns in Python and how to make the patterns with parametrically and even though the half triangles. Before going to that, let's know what is Newton School. So Newton School is a platform which prepares you for career in tech. It has courses designed for freshers, working professionals, and also for women with non-tech background. Newton School first trains you for 6 months and then it helps you to become amazing full stack developer. And the best part is that Newton School has a pay after placement program under which you don't have to pay Newton School anything until or unless you are being placed to minimum 5 lakh CTC. So the best companies of Newton Schools are. So here you can go and log in and sign up on Newton School website. So there's Xiaomi, Lenskart, Topper, 7-Eleven, Meesho, Motorola and many more. Okay. So let's start with what is patterns in Python. So after putting the patterns in Python, we generally use to print the different formatically outputs to get the patterns. Suppose for the patterns can be printed in the Python while using the simple loops in that. And first outer, if you want to join the first outer loop is to be handled by number of rows, and inner that number of nested loop it has. So design pattern is generalized reusable solution to commonly occurring problem with a given context in software design. Suppose the software has been designed to give the patterns and that is solution is being reusable. We can reuse that patterns even though if we need a changes in that. Okay, so next moving forward, that it is not finished design, that it is not a particularly a finished design. We can change it also, we can transform directly into source or the machine code. So it is description or just a template to make a different solution with a single solution. Okay, so now what design patterns are being formalized for. So it is a best practice when you do the solve the programs, any of your programs to print the designs. It's just a practice to implement the application or the system designations in that. Okay, so manipulating the print statement, different numbers of patterns, alphabet patterns, there are the star patterns, and there are the single pyramid patterns. Okay, that how a particular seasonable technologies are being going on. Next coming forward is now where the object oriented design patterns are being used. Like suppose typically we use the relationship between only and only in the object oriented. So object oriented doesn't means we have to get the only classes or the objects or to the function. It means that it has an indirect variable and the relationship between each other to get the final application of the pattern we have. Okay, so patterns, it's obviously when we use the list, Python, strings, dictionaries, tuples, then there are loops, while loop, for loop, while in loop, then it comes to the n is operators. Okay, so these are the whatever the patterns we are using in that the nesting loop. It obviously being coming to the imply the mutable state. Okay, but means immutable we can change it, but mutable we cannot change it in this function. But when we render the programs in similar languages, that means it has to be solved some of the problem, but the object oriented programs are not necessarily to suitable for non-object oriented languages. Now what are the types of sample design patterns? There are 5 to 6 types of sample design pattern, that is algorithm strategy pattern, computational design pattern, executional pattern, implementation strategy pattern, then it is the structural design pattern. So now what is algorithm strategy pattern? So it is used to address the concern related to high level strategies. Now the computational design pattern means it is used to address the concern. So here it is the program for printing the simple pyramid pattern. So let's see what is the output by defining, like suppose we did the like outer, this is the function to just to demonstrate the print the pyramid. Okay, so for looping, the outer loop will be handling the number of rows, so inner loop will be handling the number of columns it have. Okay, so printing the stars, that will be obviously ending with each line in the forward direction. So here is an output of printing the simple pyramid with a structural part. Okay, so if this was not a condition, if I need a 6, like suppose I just write up to 10 part. Okay, I'm being writing the 10 for the number of stars I needed. So up to 10 the pyramid will be formed off. But what if I wrote 0 only, the 0 number, will it be? It will not be, because the n plus 1 digit will not be occurring as soon as possible. It would be writing as a structural part. Okay, so for the writing 8, it will be printing the 8 number of rows in the columns and the section of the stars building. So what is the another way to write this same distractions and same happenings with that? So for, like suppose I have to just write another thing. For my, I'm writing the my list. I'm being declaring the list type. Okay, for I in the range of 1, and this is the n plus 1. Okay, now my list would be appended. Suppose just let us join that. Okay, so I write the my list I in the range of 1 and n plus 1. Now comes my list again. What the detections are being there, I want to append, use the append operator in that. For writing the append operator, again, like suppose you are being writing the append also, and you are being forming that append section. So okay, so it won't be happening again and again. Now comes the main definitions, how to print it now. So for printing, again next line, and on next line I'll join it, join my list. Now comes if I have to print the value of 5. So let's see the output of what the sectional part will be appearing. The same approach will be there as it is here. Okay, so it is a same approach of code. Like suppose I need a 10 part in that. So up to 10 it will be printing me this value. Okay, now this is the program I wrote for declaring the function and demonstrating the star method with a particular objectional part. Okay, so this is the 180-degree rotational part in the structural part. So for the outer loop, it is to handle the rows. For inner, it is to get the column, and for like printing on each section, it will be written as the section part. So okay, so let us see what is the output of that. So it will be reverse pyramid, half triangle. So let's see if we are gonna write it 10 only. So the for the 10 up to 10 regions will be declaring, but each at a different angle. So if I write for J section of 2 by increasing of 2 and K is equals to K minus 1, so it will be adding one more column to me. Okay, if I write add 5 in the J in the range, add 5, so it will be adding, it will be giving me more sequences at the adding, but before going to little parts. Okay, for let's just get it to the original part. Okay, so here is the by starting the two part at the sectional part. Here is what how we print the patterns in the similar sides and similar objectional part. I hope you all been cleared with the patterns in Python just that. In next tutorial we're gonna study about the higher patterns in Python. Okay, yeah, thank you so much. Subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for the upcoming videos.